Hello, and welcome to Principles of Management Online for the fall semester. My name is Mrs. Watkins, and I'll be your instructor. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the class and where to find things. So this is considered the home page. This is where you'll see announcements, and a calendar of due dates is listed here on the right. So this is where you'll see all your announcements for the course. So this is always the home page, and you can always get back to the home page by clicking on the title of the course. Most of the time, you're going to do everything under the Content tab. There's also an Activities tab that shows you the different assignments. The Grades tab is where you'll go to see your grades. But most of the information you'll want is under the Content tab. So once you click the Content tab, I want you to start out by going to Welcome and Getting Started. And this is really where you'll find information about the course to get started. So we're going to go in here, and I really want you to take your time and read this section of the course. This tells you about the class. It's a 3-credit class over the 15 weeks. Everything is done online. You will have weekly assignments that are always due by Monday at 9 a.m. So every week you'll have assignments, and they're always due by Monday at 9 a.m. With the exception of the last week, week 15, due to the end of the semester, those assignments will be due on Wednesday. But I'll show you that as we go on. So you can work ahead in the class, but you must have your weekly assignments completed by the due dates. There are no makeups or retakes for assignments and exams, so you have to make sure that you do everything by the schedule, or you will receive a 0. Unless you have an extenuating circumstance, but you must contact me prior. This class, we will be using the textbook, so it's important that you purchase a textbook. We will not be using the learning management system with the textbook, just the textbook itself, which is a loose leaf 3-hole punch textbook. The course is based on 5 exams. They're multiple choice and essay, and that's 60% of your course grade. You also have 1 organization case study research paper that's due at the end of the semester, and that's worth 20% of your grade. You also have quizzes, some discussions, and a few assignments, these 5 assignments that will be due throughout the semester, and I'll show you where that information is. You have 3 chances for extra credit. You will need a different textbook for that. That's based on the new 1-Minute Manager, and you'll have 3 chances for extra credit, and those are added to the first 3 exams in the course. They are optional, but they're worth doing. This is the grading system for the class. 92 to 100 is an A, 83 to 91 is a B, 75 to 82 is a C. Delaware Tech does not have a D grade, and anything 74 and below is a failing grade. This is my information. I'm your instructor for the course. The best way to contact me is through email, and there's my email address. I do have an office on campus at the Georgetown campus, and it's in the front hallway, office 012. You can stop by during my office hours and see me. I'm available Tuesdays and Thursdays. Also, if you want to chat via phone or Zoom, we can always do that as well. Just so you know, I will grade all the assignments within the week in which they are due, so you can work ahead, but I don't grade things until I can grade them all at the same time. So I'll grade everything in the week in which things are due. These are the textbooks that you'll need. You will need the Exploring Management textbook. It's the 6th edition. It's important that you get the 6th edition. You do not need the Wiley Plus access code. You can buy an ebook or the digital version at the bookstore. The optional textbook is the new 1-Minute Manager, and that's used for the 3 extra credit activities. You do not have to purchase this if you're not going to do the extra credit. Towards the end of the page, you'll see the syllabus, the quiz and the late assignment policy, and the weekly schedule. I encourage you to download the weekly schedule. It's a Word document, and print it. This shows you everything that's due for the semester. So week 1, these 2 assignments are due by September 2nd. So just make sure you get those done by the Monday, September 2nd at 9 a.m. And this gives you all of the assignments for the whole semester and everything that's due. Everything that's due is in red. Those are your graded assignments. I do want to take a look at the exam, quiz, and late assignment policy. Again, this is the business department policy, so there will be no retakes. If you miss an assignment, you will receive a 0. There's no late submissions to anything. You can contact me at least 1 business day prior to the assigned due date if you have an emergency and request an extension, but that's only with prior approval. So make sure that you contact me if you have a problem. And technology is not a valid excuse. You know, you need to make sure that everything works and that you're able to take this online class and have the technology to support it. So that's the exam, quiz, and late assignment policy. So just know that if you haven't contacted me prior and you miss a deadline, you will receive a 0. If you go back up to the content section, you'll see here on the left-hand side, after the welcome and getting started section, which we just covered, there's a link called papers. So in this class, you have 3 papers that you will be doing, and this is the information for those 3 papers. You have a manager interview and paper to write. You have a strategies for hiring an effective manager group paper. We'll get more information on that later in the semester. And then you have an organization case study paper and presentation. And the presentation for that one does have to be submitted as a screencast-o-matic. So you do have to actually present your case study. There's a link here for the PowerPoint presentations. So here's all the PowerPoints for the semester. And then in the folders are your weekly assignments. So in week 1, we're going to discuss managers and the management process. You can see there are 3 things here that I want you to do. So those 3 things are like your requirements for the week. So in this week, I want you to, first of all, watch this short video. These are lecture videos, and they're on YouTube. So the link will take you to YouTube, and it's important that you watch these because these are going to be very helpful for you on the essay exams. So every week you'll have these weekly chapter takeaways that are short mini lectures on the topics. The PowerPoints are in here. That's optional. The e-textbook link, this is for people who bought the e-textbook. This is just the link for those folks. Otherwise, you don't need that. And then these are your required assignments. And once you do them, you'll get a check mark that they've been done. So for week 1, you have a quiz and a discussion that you need to do. So those are the 3 requirements for the week. Watch the lecture video. It's very important. Do the quiz and do the discussion. And those are your week 1 assignments. You can see in week 2, you have, again, a lecture video to watch. You have a quiz, and those are the things that I want to make sure that you do for week 2. So every week you'll see the assignments that you have due. Your first exam will be in week 4. And you can see again, your first exam, part 1 is a multiple choice exam, and part 2 is an essay. So part 1, you have 60 minutes to take the first part of your exam. You have 1 attempt. You must complete it upon opening, and you cannot pause and restart it. And you get a 0 grade if it's not completed by the due date. Part 2 is an essay exam. You'll have essay questions that I want you to answer using the textbook. So it's really important that you support your information by using the textbook. So those are the information about your exams. Again, grades can be found under the grades tab by clicking on grades. You can see that we have 15 weeks of information. In week 15, those items are due by Wednesday, December 12th. And it's important that you get those things in by Wednesday so I can grade them before the end of the semester. There's 2 assignments due that week. That's the course tour. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I look forward to working with you this semester.